Hey there guys, today on this episode I'm going to be reviewing the iQ Air Pro 250 sold by allergencosmos.co.uk, and this is one of the few high-end air filters that you can actually buy in the UK without having to incur tax or shipping fees, which is nice. Bear in mind the pricing of this is high, it's about £1,000, which is very, very pricey for an air filter. But I'm just going to look at what you're getting for that money. You're getting 3 different air purifiers. You're getting the Pre-Max filter, a large particle pre-filter. The intention is the larger particles will saturate that part of the filter instead of the other 2. And then you're going to get a gas and odor filter, and then a HEPA filter, which filters at 0.0003 microns. So it's it can absorb very, very small materials. And then you're going to be looking at about 300 CFM cubic feet of air that the air purifier processes with each minute. So it's much more than the top air purifiers on the market, which do around 250 CFM. I'm going to be going through the advantages and disadvantages now. One of the advantages now is that the delivery was very fast and efficient. There have been some air purifiers that I've ordered that have taken months to arrive. This one was literally next day. Really good, reliable company. I like the fact that they also issue a certificate of quality. A lot of air purifiers, they get negative reviews due to shit quality control of the items, whereas they offer an extensive background check on every air purifier they send out, and they certify it to show that it has purified the air to their levels, to their standards, which is really good. And this type of air filter is going to last a long time because you have 5 pounds of carbon in there. So it's going to require changing the filter a lot less than your conventional HEPA filter products. Usually HEPA filter product contains about 1 pound of carbon. This one contains 5 pounds, and those ones, and the 1 pound ones, usually value between 100 and 200 pounds. So even though you're paying a substantial amount of money, you are getting a lot of filter for your buck. And I like the fact that it's Swiss made. A lot of cheap air purifiers are manufactured in China. I'm not really a big fan of this. I don't really trust air filtration products that come out of China just due to shady business practices and go on there. It's very nice to have a Swiss made product. And it's got strong build quality. It's a substantial piece of kit. It also comes with wheels as well, which can be used to transport it around the house. And it's a real good quality 3-stage filter system with a high surface pre-filter that takes up dust, debris, and then a chemical filter, which is a combination of activated carbon and chemically active alumina. They can get rid of poor bad gases and odors, and then a true HEPA filter. It's one of the, again, as I said before, it's one of the few air filters that you can actually buy in Europe. Which is a big plus for people living in the UK. Most brands in the UK, I think, are pretty low end, don't really reach the level that this one does. And there's very little blue light emitted. This is one of the few air filters I found that I can actually sleep in the same room, because it's not very noisy at the level 1 and 2, which is great, because I find that the noise of the air filters do interfere in my sleep. So I'm putting it on level 1 now, and it's not that bad. But then it does get a lot louder when you can reach level 6, because it's carrying through 300 CFM. It can be a very, very loud noise to deal with. I'm just going to put that up on now to show you guys. So yeah, that is very, very loud, but it has to be because it's drawing in so much air compared to other conventional products. Eventually there's a trade-off. If there's a large amount of carbon doing the filtering, it's going to require a lot more energy and a lot more noise, essentially, to pull in all that air and to filter it. So the more higher CFM you get, the trade-off is you're going to have to deal with a lot louder sound. But it's still impressive nonetheless. And the remote control, very easy to use. It's got 6 levels, which is very versatile in my opinion. So that if you do find it annoying, you can just leave it on whatever 1 or 2. I also like the lack of blue light. As I said before, this doesn't deal with a lot of the new technology and air filters out there that are coming out are using LED lights as part of their tech, and they're on all night, which can really disrupt sleep, harm sleep, especially nowadays with technology which is adding in their own air filters and air testers to the air filter itself, which causes a lot more blue light being emitted because these wireless technologies that are added onto the filter, cause the filter to emit more blue light on the readings, which is just annoying. I'd rather have none of that and just have the filter stay completely have absolutely no blue light on at night. And it filters particles down to 0.03 microns, which is much more impressive than the typical HealthPro filter, which goes down at 0.3 microns. Disadvantage is expensive. £1,000 is a lot of money to pay for an air filter. I don't mind it because I find that because I'm working from home, it's still worth it for me personally. But you're also getting actually less than some brands like the Austin Air, which costs around $500 or £650, including tax for those living in the UK, $500 for those living in the US. You get £15 of carbon with that. Whereas for this £1,000, you get £5 of carbon. So you're getting 3 times less carbon for your money, which is a bit disappointing. It's also very heavy, which for elderly people, I know a lot of people like to spend big on an air filter and then move around the house as they move around the house. So when they go to sleep, they like to move upstairs. When they're working downstairs, they like to move downstairs. It's very difficult for, say, an elderly or frail person to carry this filter up and down all the time. Also, it's extremely noisy at the max fan speed. It's incredibly noisy, so to the point where you probably want to get out of the room. It's a little bit ugly as I saw. It's very, it's not there to impress looks-wise. It's used for more medical, medicine, dentistry sort of air filter. So it can be a bit of an eyesore. And the problem is also that every 2 or 3 years you'll need to replace the filters, which will cost around £360. It's also a little bit tricky to open up for those who aren't as tech savvy. But yeah, considering that we're based in Europe and we're not blessed with options, it's still a very, very good air filter, very good technology, very good quality control. I just think for your money, you can get better value in Austin Air or an Air Doctor, in my opinion. But if you're UK based and you don't like paying excessive taxation or import fees and stuff like that, you want something quick, easy, that works very well, it's very easy to set up, I think IQ Air is a great option. Thank you for watching.